Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. We've played 2 episodes with this brand new Trick Room Hail team so far, and it's been really fun. We're almost in the 1600s, and I think it's actually been doing really well so far. But I'm a little bit frustrated because I intended to build this team around Glaceon, and like all the teams I faced just like have not allowed me to bring Glaceon. We've gotten wins, but one of the main reasons I wanted to use this team was for the Glaceon, so I'm kind of getting frustrated that I'm not able to bring it up nearly as much as I would have liked. This maybe actually is a time for Glaceon. I'm going to do my best to bring it this match, I think. I've been talking about it so much. So, we're going to get into the first game, but as always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. Kind of feel like I'm going up against a VGC 2014 team when I see the Poly, Ludi, Talonflame, and Scrafty. But then you got the Lele and the Metagross to complete it. So let's see, this is actually really interesting because Staraptor actually makes a ton of sense in this game. I think it might be time, guys. I think I'm going to bring both Staraptor and Glaceon. Incineroar's okay for Fake Out, but it gets wrecked by Rain. Snorlax is still really good against my opponent's team, but if there's any team to bring Staraptor and Glaceon, I honestly think it is against this because my Staraptor can instantly chunk anything off. If my opponent leads Scrafty, I've got the Mimikyu to cover that, and I can switch Staraptor out immediately into a Bombasnow. I've got Life Orb Shadow Ball from the Glaceon, as well as Shadow Claw and the Ghost Z move from Mimikyu, which can knock out Metagross, as well as Will-O-Wisp. If I get the Will-O-Wisp off against Metagross, that doesn't knock out Glaceon or a Bombasnow with an Iron Head. And Glaceon can, like, Ice Spam is really good here. The only thing I have to worry about is that Metagross, but like I mentioned, I do have a bunch of answers against it. So, I'm gonna, like, Snorlax is still really good here because my opponent only has one normal resist, which is the Metagross, which I can just high horsepower. And, yeah, Incineroar, like, I think Incineroar is actually still really good. And I would actually consider bringing it a lot of the times as well. Just because it's like, okay, yeah, I have to worry about Polyludi, but then, like, I could just switch Incineroar out into a Bombasnow. If I have Weather Control, Incineroar under Hail really doesn't take actually that much damage from the water types. It also really wrecks the Metagross and the Lele and the Talonflame. So, yeah, this is not a game where it's like, okay, Staraptor and Glaceon are the clear answers, but I just haven't used them, and I think this is a pretty good game to feature them. So hopefully I can win with them. It is going to be Politoed and Ludicolo coming out right from the get-go. Okay. So this is really interesting because you would assume Ludicolo is just going to want to, you know, obliterate the Staraptor. But if that's the case, I do get a free switch in. So I'm actually going to just stay in with Staraptor here. Yeah. And I'm just going to go for the final Gambit onto Ludi. Now I expect to lose Staraptor. The only downside here is if... What do I want to say? If my opponent fakes out Staraptor, might be better to switch out actually, like hard switch in Trick Room. Yeah, because I don't think you can double up. Because Ludi would have to break through my disguise. I don't think Politoed can knock out Mimikyu, especially off Hail Up. Because even if it's like Specs or Z move, I should survive. So I wanted to stay in. To bait, like to get a free switch out, baiting Ludicolo to attack me, but Abomasnow takes any of Ludi's attacks pretty well anyway. So let's see. There's a Z move. Yep. Okay. That's good. I mean, same outcome would have happened. I just would have had Ludi at full HP and would have lost Staraptor. Maybe this is actually even better for me because now I have Staraptor for the late game. But this means Ludi comes in, I can Mega Evolve next turn, and really start putting in the hurt. Should take this with over 50%, I think. Yeah, easily. And Poly just Scalds. Okay, cool. No Burn, please. Burn's the one thing I'm really scared of right now, because Mimikyu is one of my main assets against the Metagross. Doesn't look like it, though. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. That's great. Especially because I know that's not AV Ludi. And Mimikyu is slower here. So you would think Poly's going to want to switch out. I kind of want to not Mega Evolve. In case Politoed does come back in. This one's kind of tough. I could Z move as well. I think I'm going to not Mega Evolve. Go for regular Blizzard. Expect Politoed to switch out and Shadow Claw that slot. Because that covers pretty much everything but Scrafty, but if Scrafty comes in, then I can just Mimikyu. Oh, wow. Both Pokemon stay in. Okay, I was not expecting that. It's a little bit frustrating. I could have gotten a lot more off this turn. He's just Scalding, though. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Should survive that, yeah. No burn. And Rain Dance. Okay. That explains why it stayed in, I guess. But that's fine, because I didn't Mega Evolve, which ends up working out. So, good decision not to Mega Evolve, ultimately, which is nice. So now I'm going to Mega Evolve. I'm going to Energy Ball the Politoed, and I'm going to Z-move Ludicolo. I don't think this Ludicolo has Protect if it has Rain Dance as well. I think it's going to have Rain Dance, you know, Water type attack. Ludi actually switches out. This could be really good if it's Metagross coming in, and it is! Oh, nice. That's amazing. Awesome. I'm really shocked to see the Poly not switch out, because I feel like you want Weather Control more. So, I just want to use Glaceon Staraptor more. Like, I haven't been needing it, because this I mean, this is a Mega Abomasnow team, though, and Mega Abomasnow has put in work every freaking game. So at least that's the case. Politoed protects, that's totally fine, because this Metagross is gone. I'm going to switch in Glaceon, I think. I just want to really get the work done with it. Yeah, I mean, I think Ghost Z plus Hail knocks out Metagross here. Even if not, I can just Shadow Claw it safely next turn. So I'm in a really good spot. Yeah, that was a risky switching by my opponent for sure. And this is also one of the reasons why I do run Z-move on Mimikyu, because it does check some of the more annoying Pokemon to go up against, like Metagross or Aegislash. See if it's enough to knock it out. Yes, it is. That is so satisfying. I can't tell you. Like, Z-moving on something switching in and getting a knockout, feels good. Definitely feels good. I really feel like my opponent started to switch out last turn, which is why I made the play I did, because I was fully expecting Metagross to come into the Politoed slot last turn. Rain Dance is kind of a cute gimmick on Ludi, but it didn't give my opponent much mileage, so I was able to really play around that. So Ludi's going to come back in, but that's fine. That's really fine. And there's still 2 turns of Trick Room left, yeah. Okay. So Metagross is gone. I mean, I really want to just Blizzard here. Probably protected last turn. Could switch out. I'm gonna Shadow Claw Ludi. And I kind of want a Blizzard here. Because Poly is not the threat. Yeah. And I kind of expected to switch out here. Okay, he's just gonna Fake Out. Obviously, he has to target down the Abomasnow. That's fine. Because it means a Shadow Claw against Ludi. And actually gets the knockout with a crit. I was thinking maybe I get the knockout even without the crit, especially with hail damage ticking down. I'm not sure about that. Scald actually doesn't knock out Mimikyu. I was actually hoping for me to get burned so I'd faint and get Glaceon in for free. Because once again, and like I told you, Staraptor Glaceon would have been really good here, but Mimikyu Abomasnow was just like amazing. So I didn't even need it. Yeah, but maybe I can end the game off with Glaceon if my opponent doesn't forfeit. Oh, I get disconnected, actually. Was that on my end, too? I think it might have been. I'm going to be so sad. I think it is. Well, that is it for the first game. I had that game pretty much on lock, though, because even if you double protect, Staraptor comes in and just final gambits the Lele as Mimikyu feints the Hail, and then either Abomasnow or Glaceon win against Politoed, so... Yeah, I think I've complained about my internet sometimes. I'm on my college dorm Wi-Fi, so that kind of sucks. But, I mean, that game was more or less decided. I literally needed, like, 2 extra turns. That really does blow, though. Sometimes my internet just drops randomly. And sucks playing Pokemon, obviously, but also when I play other games. Like, I play League a lot, and when that... Like, I'll get ping spikes or whatever, and, like, if you're on a team fight, for example. I'm just talking about other games right now because we're getting back on. But, yeah, that sucked because I was really happy about how I played that game for the most part. And, yeah, I'm really sad because I wanted to end the game with Staraptor getting the last knockout or Glaceon coming in, but neither of those ended up being the case. And my opponent's probably just, like, so confused. But, yeah, such is such when you have bad Wi-Fi. I mean, my school's Wi-Fi is good overall, it just very occasionally drops. So if you've played me before and I've disconnected, my apologies. Like, there's no reason to disconnect unless, for me at least, unless the Wi-Fi drops. Especially, I mean, you don't even get the points. So like, you know, I'm glad Pokemon changed it, because back in the day, like, you could disconnect and you would actually keep your points. So playing on, like, Battle Spot and online tournaments was, like, truly a miserable experience. But nowadays, at least you do get the points. So sorry to my opponent there. Yeah, you guys saw it firsthand. But otherwise, I am pretty happy about that game. Once Metagross went down, I knew the game was pretty much locked up, I think. So, yeah, just to clarify, like, I'm really confident I would have won that because I had Max Speed Scarf Staraptor and Abomasnow and Glaceon still waiting in the back. So I don't think my opponent really had any way out of that one. You know, like I mentioned, it was the last turn of Trick Room, so what I do is I Shadow Claw and Blizzard the Lele. Because if you're Scarf Lele, Shadow Claw plus Blizzard will knock you out. If you're not Scarfed and you double protect, then I get a free switch in into Staraptor. Staraptor then proceeds to just Final Gambit the Lele as I Energy Ball the Politoed. Politoed cannot do anything against my Abomasnow. So, yeah. Like, at first I was like, oh, maybe I actually don't have it 100% one if it's Scarf Lele, but then I realized, yeah, Shadow Claw plus Blizzard should just knock out Scarf Lele anyway. And I don't think my opponent had any way out of that one. So, yeah, that's really frustrating, because I really wanted to play the end game out, and kind of feels like a tease, you know, having gone as far as it did. But, oh well, it is what it is, and we'll just try to bounce back from that. So, yeah, still technically undefeated with the team, which is nice, so hopefully we can keep that up. Just really sad I didn't get to bring Staraptor and Glaceon out. But we'll just look for our next opponent of the day, going to be a 1600 rated opponent from Japan. Alright, Staraptor Glaceon, can we bring it out? Ooh, I don't know about that one. Maybe, actually. So we're actually going up against a very hard Trick Room team from my opponent's end as well, which makes this very interesting. So you've got the Lucario. I'm wondering if it's sashed or not. That's my question. This is a really fascinating matchup. Because it's like, do I actually want Trick Room to go up? Could lead Abomasnow Glaceon. Yeah, that's actually so tempting. But I shouldn't. I should lead Mimikyu to pressure my opponent. Mimikyu, Incineroar, Abomasnow. Don't think Glaceon's that great here. Yeah, Snorlax is a better call, especially because I have Thick Fat on Snorlax. So unfortunately, no Glaceon again. Man, I just wanted to bring out Glaceon in Pokemon. Like, the Wi-Fi gods were like, no, not today. And I was like, okay, RIP. So, that kind of sucks. I think that last game I definitely could have, too. But I was just in such a good position, I didn't want to switch out because there was no reason to. Because that would just be potentially throwing the game when I was making relatively the safer play. Alright, so it is Lucario Ranger. That's pretty much the only lead you can go with this team, it seems like. I'm curious about the Azumarill, though. So I wonder if my opponent just Trick Rooms. I don't know the item on Lucario, which also makes this slightly more frustrating. Because, like, you don't want to necessarily run Focus Sash. So I think this first turn, I'm actually going to just attack. I'm just going to... I'm worried about Lucario going for Redirection, and then Camerupt coming in for free. So I might actually go for a Trick Room of my own. And a knockoff. To try to reverse the Trick Room. And see what Lucario goes for. Actually, Flare Blitzing Lucario would have been better there. Probably. Yeah, this is a really interesting... Okay, Lucario follow me, so that's fine. Also, I'll be able to see what item it has. As I will get the knockoff off. Ideally, my opponent just tries to Trick Room as I reverse it. And it is sashed. Yep, and it looks like my opponent's Trick Rooming. So now we have mind games. Like, do you go for the same play again next turn? Questions to ask, no answers. Because if my opponent does go for it again, I just don't want to knock out the Lucario. I don't want to give my opponent a free switch in. I think I'm going to Trick Room again. This is really tough. Like, does my opponent just go for it again? I want to Trick Room again and Flare Blitz the Lucario. The downside here is that my opponent actually calls it. and doesn't Trick Room with a Rangoon. But if my opponent does just Trick Room again, then I can just double up onto a Rangoon next turn with a Play Rough and a knockoff, which should knock it out. So there's the knockout onto Lucario. Maybe low cooking would have been better so I don't take recoil damage. Let's see if our Rangoon Trick Room is going on this turn. Okay, looks like it is. That's good. Nice. That's a good start. It's as ideal as it gets because I don't really lose much. And now I pressure a Rangoon with the knockoff. So I shall take that. I'll definitely take that. And it's Taka coming in. That's also pretty interesting. Don't want to Trick Room here. I really want to just double up on Stack Attacka. It's just protecting is so obvious right now on its end. I could so easily double up into a Rangoon, but Stack Attacka also does get Trick Room. I think I'm actually going to make the call to double up into it. This is kind of risky. I'm just feeling it. Ah, okay. Got a little bit fancy there. Okay, not the end of the world, though. But I do prevent the Rangoon from Trick Rooming here. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Okay. So I wonder now if you're my opponent, you're like, oh, he's gonna, like, no way, goes for the same play again. Stack Attack could swap out into... I want to make the Relay Stack switches out here. And double up onto a Rangoon with the Play Rough and a knockoff. Because if I'm my opponent, I might switch Stack Attack out into Camerupt. That should be the last one. And try to Trick Room with the Rangoon. Yeah. Fortunately, Trick Room didn't go up last turn, so I still... Like, yeah, that's the thing with Trick Room Mind Games. You can reverse it, and it just makes your opponent think so much more. Kind of like Ally Switch Mind Games. And there's a switch out. And there's Camerupt. Okay, okay. Hopefully I don't miss Play Rough. I think Play Rough plus knockoff should knock out a Rangoon. Okay, nice. Nice. Should get the knockout, I think. Oh, this was a satisfying game. It was definitely a satisfying game. As it did have the Wiki Berry, so no Mentor, which is interesting to note. But I feel quite good about my position now. I definitely feel quite good. Still not over yet, though. That's the crazy thing. Yeah, the only way I really lose this is Stack Attacka somehow gets up Trick Room. So I'm just going to double up into it. Even if it protects, Camerupt can't knock me out with the Earth Power because I'm... Yeah, my opponent just forfeits. Okay, nice. I don't know. I feel like I would... Like, that was one of the games where I guessed it correctly every turn. So that was kind of a glorified guessing game, but it worked out very, very, very nicely. Yeah, I mean, it was 4 turns in total, right? So, like, 3 of the 4 I felt good about. The one turn where I doubled up into a Stack Attack, I was like, oh no, Trick Room's gonna go up now. Now it goes all downhill, but then I baited my opponent to not attacking with the Rangoon, and then, yeah. So, I'm pretty happy about that. Definitely quite content. So, we'll play a third game as well. Of course, trying to bring you guys more games. I've been doing 3 games more recently, so let me know if you guys do enjoy that. Because I certainly do. And I just don't know whether it's like... Whether it makes a difference, whether the video is 25 minutes or 35 minutes. So let me know in the comments below, because if people really do enjoy, I might just stick with 3 games now going into the future, especially if people are enjoying the content. So yeah, let me know. I normally do 3. It's like it's like 20 minutes, and we've already played 2 games, so normally, like, you know, I average 10 minutes per game, and sometimes I'll go over to 35. We've had some go nearly to 40, but yeah, I guess those games are also more hype because you always have like one really exciting game. But we're gonna have an opponent from Peru for our last opponent. Excuse me. Running Manectric, Feeny, Snorlax, and Incineroar, so that's been a really common core, especially more lately, and then now with Ferrothorn and the Gastrodon. Okay. So these teams are pretty obnoxious to go up against, especially because I can't necessarily Will-O-Wisp Snorlax, so that's actually a really big concern. Snorlax is going to be a huge issue, I think. Typically with these teams, not typically, but Manectric can run Rain Dance, which is also very frustrating. I might actually lead Staraptor this time, because I need to put on pressure against whatever... I think Incineroar certainly comes out. If I had to guess, maybe Incineroar Feeny. To which I can go Staraptor, Mimikyu, Snorlax, Abomasnow. Seems odd not to bring my own Incineroar, though. Especially against a Ferrothorn, which I think makes an appearance here. Yeah, this is a... Like, Mimikyu is really awful here, so, like, I don't even necessarily want to bring it. I just feel like I kind of have to. Yeah, I feel like Incineroar Feeny is super safe against me. Staraptor. Mimikyu, Snorlax, and Babasno. I don't like this. I think what I should have done was actually lead Incineroar Mimikyu and turn 1 swap Incineroar out immediately into Snorlax as I Trick Room to bait out the Fake Out and the Incineroar Intimidate. The main issue with the Raptors, if you're not Final Gambiting turn 1, it's dead weight. You lose a Trick Room user and then you have a Trick Room Slider and then you have to wait until the end of the game. And I've just really struggled to use the Staraptor because now every dang team has Incineroar, and there's the Incineroar. Okay. This is still kind of compelling, though. I mean, surely you Fake Out Staraptor. And Volt Switch, maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna definitely switch out Staraptor turn 1. Gonna go out into Lax. I'm still going to Trick Room here, I think, yeah. It's not a Trick Room. Because the thing about Lax, you know, I normally intended this just to be like Belly Drum, you know, explode and knock everything out next to Mimikyu, especially as a lead, but it's pretty tough to do it as a lead because of how common Incineroar is as well. Because not only do you get intimidated, but then knockoff can also happen, so you lose the choice band, which is the most important part. So Manectric's gonna Mega Evolve. Now that does get an Intimidate off against me, which is pretty obnoxious. But it's not the end of the world. This is a really tough matchup, though, I'm going to be honest. I don't like this very much. Mainly because Mimikyu is just not nearly as good as it should be, because it gets double intimidated, and there's the Feeny waiting in the back. Oh, wow! Incineroar doesn't go for the, that's annoying. The Fake Out onto the Staraptor slot. I could have gotten so much off there if I just Final Gambited and Trick Roomed. Maybe I should have gambled a little bit. Oh well. I did get the Intimidate off, though, against my opponent's Incineroar, which is good. So let's see what comes in right now. It's going to be Snorlax, okay. And a knockoff. Jeez, onto the Staraptor? Did he predict the Snorlax to come in? That also gets rid of my band gimmick, which really sucks. Oh, that's so bad. Wow. I really got outplayed that turn. Props to my opponent for sure. I'm gonna Woodless Snorlax. It's probably Belly Drum though, so I think I'm honestly might be screwed here. High Horsepower Incineroar. Yeah. What a call. Jeez. Because if I just Final Gambited, I take out... Oh, wow. Snorlax switches out into Manectric. Okay. If it's switching out there, though, maybe it's not banded. Sorry, not banded. It's obviously not banded. Maybe it is not Belly Drum. Yeah, so I'm really not doing any damage right now with High Horsepower. Fortunately. Knockoff, I'll take that. That's fine. That kind of sucks, but oh well. Yeah, my goal is still to knock out Incineroar. High Horsepower and... kind of want to switch out right now. Just could very easily get Flare Blitzed. Or overheated. I don't think I should switch out, yeah. I show High Horsepower and Clay Rough to chip the Manectric. Will-O-Wisp would have been nice just because it gets the chip damage every turn, and plus Hail, it's nice. But I've definitely gotten outplayed. That first turn was an incredible call on my opponent's end. I'm like, wow, did my opponent just know my sets or just really outplay me? Because that was really well done. Firethorn comes in. Now I can't Fire Punch it, but it's still going to be kind of hard. Play rough against the Manectric. Still, I mean, does damage, I guess. Volt Switch into Mimikyu, yeah. This is not looking good. Especially if that is Belly Drum Lax. I'm really scared of that right now. And I think if it is, I think I just lose here. Because I don't think a Fire Punch knocks out Snorlax. Or sorry, Firethorn. It surely doesn't. And it's lefties, which is annoying as well. It's 2 turns of Trick Room left, okay. I'm going to Fire Punch Ferrothorn, swap out into Staraptor. But if this is Belly Drum Lax, like I mentioned, I think the game's over already. My opponent made a really great play that first turn. Like, typically, you know, it's risky, right? Because I could just Final Gambit Manectric, take you out. The knockoff would go into my Mimikyu slot. I get Trick Room up, and then I get a free switch into my Lax, which puts me in a really good spot. It's just Gyro Ball coming up. Yep, targeting Staraptor, which should still do a sizable amount. And no Belly Drum, so maybe we're still in this. Do you get the Fire Punch off? Wow, that does nothing. But I get a burn, which is actually quite fortunate. Okay. This game's not over then, I guess. Last turn to Trick Room now. Want a double switch, ideally. I think that's actually what I'm going to go for as well. Whew. This is going to be a doozy. I don't like my chances too much. But now what's important to know is that the Incineroar in the back is slightly chipped off. And now Hail will be set up. Burn was quite lucky on the Ferrothorn, because now it does no damage with Gyro Ball. Although I guess the Gyro Ball would still knock out the Mimikyu, probably. I don't know, actually. We'll see. It is going for it. Did it target the right slot? No. Goes into Obama Snow. Yeah, that does nothing. And return into Obama Snow. That's fine. I wonder if that's banned, like, Snorlax on my opponent's end. That's also doing a lot of damage. Okay, so Trick Room's gone now. And my opponent didn't bring Feeny, which means I can Will-O-Wisp. You would think Snorlax switches out into Incineroar, maybe? The only issue is that everything's really low on my end right now. Snorlax switches out into Incineroar, and Ferrothorn either attacks or protects. I guess Ferrothorn isn't really the issue right now. Yeah, I think maybe I actually want it to go down. I'm going to Blizzard, and I think I'm just going to play Rough the Snorlax. Play Rough does good damage against anything coming in right now. It's just my opponent has the plethora of Intimidates to cycle in. The game's not over. I just don't feel good about my positioning. Okay, Snorlax will swap out. Okay, that's good. Incineroar? Yeah. So I will chunk it even more, enough to maybe KO it with a Brave Bird or a Close Combat from Staraptor, which is actually really important. We'll see if the Ferrothorn protects or not. Presumably it doesn't protect, but I'm okay trading Mimikyu here, because it means I get a free switch in to Staraptor, which means another Intimidate on the Ferrothorn, and I can pressure Incineroar. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain too much about that, because I did get a burn on Ferrothorn. Just slightly frustrating. Gyro Ball comes out, I'm going to target down Mimikyu, and that will get the knockout, yep. That's a little bit frustrating. Hitting that would have been really nice. I guess it could be Berry, though, so maybe, like, it's not as bad as I make it out to be. This is a wild game. Staraptor definitely must come out right now. So the question now is, do you expect... You surely need a fake out Staraptor. But that means I get another Blizzard off for free. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stay in an attack here, honestly. Close Combat and Blizzard. The other question is what Manectric's moveset is. Does it have overheat? Because if it doesn't, Abomasnow can actually duel it. Yeah, I mean, I can't stress how good of a call that was on the first turn on my opponent's end. Yeah, like knocking off the ban was so big against me too, because my like Snorlax really does want its ban, because you get so many knockouts that opponents don't expect normally. Okay, and Sora does fake out. So Blizzard will knock out Ferrothorn. I'm just worried about the berry, whether Incineroar has the berry or not. Let's see, it should be in range if it does. Yeah, that's not good. I can still close combat, but surely Manectric comes out now. Yeah, so I mean, I was complaining about missing play rough. Like, the reason why it still would have been nice, though, is because it still would have done enough damage where I think close combat probably gets the knockout. Now Manectric surely comes in. Hail's also expiring. I think I lose this now. Oh, what? Snorlax comes in. Interesting. That is really interesting. I'm like really curious to what item my opponent's Snorlax is, because it's not banded. Sorry, it's not buried, it looks like. Yeah, I think I gotta just close combat here. Hope it knocks out Blizzard. I think I lose this. I've taken too much damage while my opponent hasn't. And my opponent, I think, has just played better and has a slightly better team, too. The main issue is losing my ban on Snorlax on that first time. I thought it was such a safe play. I was not expecting knockoff into that Raptor slot. No switch outs. I do get the close combat off. Can this knock out Incineroar? The answer is sadly no. I needed that knockout if I had any chance of winning. So that'll be game. Yeah, because 4 Blitz will knock out the Abomasnow. Very well played by my opponent. Tough matchup. Manectric is really tough because it gets the other Intimidate off. Ferrothorn is tough as well, and I got lucky too with the bird. So this was not a game. Yeah, I think this is one where it's just like my opponent's team is really bulky and slow, and I don't have enough firepower to really deal with it. Like Ferrothorn plus Snorlax is already tough because it's like setting up Trick Room doesn't necessarily help me out that much. And then Manectric just can cycle and intimidates. Like cycling and intimidates is really good against my team as well. And yeah, I can't justify bringing Glaceon against both Ferrothorn and Incineroar, so that kind of sucks as well. So yeah, I wanna prove like Glaceon is solid, but it is so hard because like Incineroar is on everyone's team, so that's kind of frustrating. But very well played by my opponent. Yeah, I mean, even if I get the knockout there with close combat, Snorlax probably just knocks out my Staraptor. I get a Blizzard off, and then it's a Abomasnow plus low Snorlax. I can't even protect Snorlax, so you just target that down. So yeah, I don't think I had any outs there, to be honest, other than my opponent maybe throwing. But I can't feel too bad about losing that one. I think my opponent just had a really good team that matched up against me. Pokemon choice-wise, let's see. Incineroar, actually, I don't think I brought my Incineroar, right? Yeah, I didn't. That would have been really huge in that matchup because it intimidates my opponent's Ferrothorn. So, like, actually, yeah, not bringing in Incineroar was a big mistake on my end. I'm trying to think why I didn't. I thought, like, Staraptor was just a decent lead option. Anyway, it was. I just lost the mind game. My opponent literally, like, made such a good call and just knocked off and didn't even fake out that slot, which was really, really well done. Because if I had Final Gambited, I think I would have been in a far better spot than I was, based off what actually ended up happening. But yeah, I probably should have just let Incineroar mimic you. I wanted to show Staraptor off, but you can see where when you have to deal with fake out mind games, it just really lacks. And if you don't call correctly, it goes really badly for you. But yeah, it's gonna be for this one. We do take our first loss, but I can't feel too bad about that. I think my opponent just played well, and I made poor Pokemon decisions overall. And overall, it was a pretty good game. So yeah, it's gonna be for this one. Thank you guys as always for watching. If you did enjoy, please share support by leaving a like, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.